every day in front of you, every day, every day. This love is everlasting, and you find a way to show me every day, every day, every day, every day, every day. There was no one like you. Every day, there is no one like you. Every day, every day, every day. Good morning. All right, we can do one more. I'm going to wake y'all up. I'm sorry, I woke up with my mind. I don't remember what song I'm in. Okay, I'm going to do it one more time. Wait, hang on. Sorry. Thank you. I woke up with my mind this morning. Stayed on spirit. Woke up in my mind this morning. Stayed on spirit. Wake up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. I'm alive now. All day long I keep my mind stayed on spirit. All day long I keep my mind stayed on spirit. All day long I keep my mind stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Sing along. Walking and talking with my mind stayed on spirit. Walking and talking with my mind stayed on spirit. Walking and talking with my mind stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Again, wake up in the morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Wake up in the morning with your mind stayed on spirit. Wake up in the morning with your mind stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. All right. I lost my mind.
Miahuen Omunemem, Naneto Reverend Jeffrey Ryan. We here at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living acknowledge that we gather on the ancestral lands of the Cahuilla, Gabrielino Tongva, Kich, and Luiseno peoples. We commit to living in right relations, to love our neighbors, to seek justice and loving kindness, and to walk humbly upon this land. We recognize our oneness so that we may decolonize our minds and set each other free from the pain of racism and violence, to live better as Spirit intended, in harmony with nature and with one another. So good morning, Riverside. Good morning. Great to be with you all. I am Reverend Jeffrey Ryan. It is my honor and pleasure to serve this beloved community, Riverside Center for Spiritual Living, where love lives here, absolutely. It is great to be with all of you this morning on this fine September day. I love that we were singing Got My Mind Stayed on Spirit, but I have a feeling that many of us have our mind stayed on fish fry. And about half of our people are outside preparing the fish fry right now. So we know that they are out there preparing the fish fry for us to enjoy a little bit later on today. And for those of you joining us online at home, if you're in the neighborhood, it's not too late to get on down here by 11:30 so you can enjoy the fish fry as well. So good morning to Mom and Dad. Good morning to Lupe Marie and John. Aloha kakahiaka to Casey and Wayne. Great to see all of you joining us online, and there's more coming, I am sure. So, isn't it kind of nice? I woke up this morning and I was like, well, it's about time we finally have May Gray. So I was like, May Gray, it just arrived in September for a couple of days, and I've been noticing it the past couple of days. So it was a great way to start my morning off with a little cup of coffee and a little cool air, and had the house open. I'm like, wow, it's been a while since it's been like this. So yeah, what a joy it is to be here with all of you this morning. Sun's out. And that's all I'm going to say because there's so many other rhymes. So sun's out, so yay. So, and we will be having a great time out on the patio with fish fry in a few minutes. All righty, here we go. So how about we get some energy moving, get a little dancing going on. Good morning as y'all are coming in. Great to see everybody. Let's get a little dancing and singing and moving and energy flowing in here as well. And at home, feel free to join along. Dance in your living rooms, whatever you need to do. All right, here we go.
All right, you just have to help me out here. We're doing a little disco. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. I dance my joy. I dance my joy. I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy. I dance my joy. I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy. I dance my joy. I dance my joy into the world. I dance my joy. I dance my joy. I dance my joy into the world. I live my peace. I live my peace. I live my peace. I live my peace into the world. I live my peace. I live my peace. I live my peace into the world. I live my peace. I live my peace. I live my peace into the world. I live my peace. Live my peace. I live my peace into the world. One more time, I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. I sing my love. I sing my love. I sing my love into the world. Good job, guys.
Good morning. I'm Ed Ryan, one of your licensed spiritual practitioners here at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living. Practitioner Tamara Rawson and I will be available after service for a brief moment of prayer in the prayer room located in the lobby. Please do not leave here with anything on your heart this morning. We would love to pray with you and absolutely know that prayer works. So now let's turn together in consciousness, taking in a deep breath and exhaling, closing your eyes if you're comfortable in doing so. Now allow this music to take you into the silence, followed by this morning's invocation.
God is
And we recognize that God is that one mind, that one power, that one presence. God is in expression here and now as that love that supports and sustains all life, as the peace that passes all understanding, as that unspeakable joy and the possibility, the unlimited possibility of the boundless universe. It is wisdom and intelligence with the answers to all questions. It is balance and harmony. And it is that unspeakable freedom and that never-ending flow of abundance. And just as God is, I am one with God. And I am one with its eternal presence, one with its eternal spirit, one with its love, its joy, its peace, its possibility, one with its wisdom and intelligence and freedom. And just as I am, I know that we are one with God, one with each other. And in knowing that truth, we come together today in that infinite possibility of God to simply breathe and recognize the divine, the infinite, flowing through and as us, for God moves and breathes and has its being in and each as every one of us. And so as we breathe into that knowing, we let go of anything that would inhibit our recognition of that fact, our recognition of the truth. We let go of any feelings of doubt or limitation or any feelings of not being enough. And we allow that grace of God to flow through us, the blessings of God's grace, for it is truly our sufficiency in all things. And as we do that, we open to that infinite possibility of God, of following that dream that is stirring our soul, that we are being called to. And we know that as we take each step towards that dream, that God is with us every step of the way, that God is guiding us and illuminating our pathway with light, going before us to make the crooked places straight. And so we just take that time each and every day to listen, to turn within and listen, and recognize what is calling us to our greater expression of truth. Recognizing what is the dream that is calling my soul, our collective souls. And we take each step forward to the realization of that dream, knowing that we are supported and sustained in love on our way. We know and accept this truth here and now, and I know that as this day unfolds, the blessings of God are bestowed upon us with grace and ease, that this day, this service, the celebration afterwards unfolds with beauty, with joy, with that boundless possibility of God. And I just give great thanks for it. I am so grateful to know this truth. And together we say, and so it is.
Times in my life
Thank you, Jubel. Beautiful, beautiful, as always. Good morning again. Good morning. And good morning, Patty Clark. Great to see you joining us online as well. And so let's do our focus statement now, shall we? Sure? And today, in honor of it being Fish Fry Sunday, it would have been better Fish Fry Friday, because then it's like more alliterative, but in honor of it being Fish Fry Sunday, why don't we do it with our F's? Dinah, don't go there. Vicky, you either. I got you. I'm tracking, Francis. Yes. All right. So let's go. Let's say our fabulous. What else? Fierce. Ferociousness. Fun. Freedom. Funny. Focused. All right. Focused on the focus statement. There we go. Here we go. We embolden people to live their highest potential through the transformative power of love. Yes, indeed we do. So here at Centers for Spiritual Living Worldwide, we have been working with the theme this year of Living Everyday Wonder. And this month we are focused on the theme of living everyday wonder in our work lives, or in our vocations, or in our passion projects, or in our schooling, or whatever that is for you. That is the focus for this month. And today we're talking about living the dream, or living your dream, rather. Look at that. Michelle knows me so well. Chair on the beach. There you go. Living your dream, living your dream. So that's what we're talking about this morning. So, don't know if you know this or not, but I'm a singer. I am. In the car, I sound like our beloved friend Jeff. I sound like Michael Gott. I, sound like Josh Groban. I am a singer in the car by myself. I love it. I love to sing. It is such a joy. It enlivens me. I feel the vibrations when I'm singing, and I'm singing along in here. I feel the vibrations of the music moving through my body. It enlivens me. It brings me great joy. And it is not a gift or a talent that I was born with. So, in my own little reality, in my own little world, I sound like that, but in front of all of you, I don't. And I don't know if that's my problem or yours. But, so when I think about dreaming, I don't have the dream of being a Broadway musical star. That's not a dream that I have, because if I had that dream, I've condemned myself to a life of suffering. That's just like, right? It just won't. Because, beloveds, even though we know that with God all things are possible, even though we know that there is no limitation in spirit, even though that we know that life is unlimited, no. Right? Because what we are born with these beautiful, magnificent gifts and talents. But not all of us have the same beautiful, magnificent gifts and talents. That's part of what makes us unique. That's part of what makes us a unique individualization of spirit. That in this body, in this incarnation, I got other gifts, I got other talents to share with the world, to express myself, to allow spirit to express in and through and as me. I got other gifts and talents, but I didn't get that singing talent. I got a really good ear for languages. I can speak several languages and sound like a native speaker in each and every one of them. And that is a sound that my ear hears, and I am able to produce those sounds with my throat and my tongue and my vocal cords. But that whistle octave that Mariah Carey has only happens in the car by myself. It doesn't keep me, and knowing that I have that, quote, limitation doesn't keep me from enjoying it, doesn't keep me from belting out emotions while I'm driving down the car and hit those whistle octave notes. It doesn't prevent me from enjoying and living, but it does prevent me from being Ben Platt in Dear Evan Hansen. And Ben Platt is Ben Platt, and Jeffrey Ryan is Jeffrey Ryan, and that is all well and good. So living our dreams, yes, we have the big dreams, we have these big ideas, but it's also important to remember that sometimes we have those limitations. And by limitations, I don't want you to get confused thinking that it's a limitation, but in a bad way, that, there's a difference between having a physical limitation or having a gift limitation versus having a limiting belief, right? Because honestly, there's also part of me that now knows that if I really wanted to work hard and I took voice lessons with Jubel, I might improve. And in technology these days, what I also know is there's this beautiful thing called auto-tune, and everybody sounds like a pop star. Just watch RuPaul's Drag Race, right? Everybody sounds like a pop star with auto-tune. So it would be possible, and then I guess I could get up there on stage and, lip sync my way through, because I wouldn't be able to sing live, because that's kind of hard to do auto-tune live, but sing live, I could lip sync my way like Britney Spears, right? But is that really me? Is that really my calling? Is that really my passion? It would take an awful lot of work to try to achieve that dream or try to achieve that thing, because I would be operating out of my God-given gifts, my God-given talents. I would be operating outside of that area, and I would be working in my zone of incompetence or my zone of competence, not even in my zone of excellence or even a zone of genius. And it would take so much work, and it's like, well, is that really living a dream or living my dream or living the dream if it takes that much work to, be in concert? The trade-off isn't, when I look at the trade-off, I'm like, there are other ways I would rather spend my time. There are other gifts and talents that I would rather spend my time developing and experiencing and expressing. I can still sing in the car. I can sing in the shower if I want to, when Ed's not home. And it's only the dogs. They don't care. Sometimes Paisley will hide under the bed. But beside that, right? So I'm not talking about those things that are limiting beliefs that could inhibit us. But, when we recognize that we do have certain limitations, then that's a really good thing. It's like, okay, you know what? That is a limitation, so I can still enjoy this, but now what I can really do is I can focus on the things that I really do enjoy, that I really am good at, that I excel at, that, heck, I'm even a genius at. I can express and share my gifts and talents that way, and I can go that direction. And then I'm living a more fulfilled life. I'm living a life of more passion, a life of more joy, because there's something that I'm good at, and there's something that I really enjoy, and I can move in that direction to live my gifts out into the world and share my gifts out into the world. That is part of me expressing my individualized expression, my unique expression of self, of God self, of spirit self. And it's that I'm offering, that I'm not trying to live somebody else's life, I'm living my life. And there's another way of looking at this too, of living your dream, not the dream or not somebody else's dream? How often maybe have you experienced it yourself, or you know of others who have, where the kids are living their parents' dream. The kid becomes the doctor, the kid becomes the lawyer, the kid follows this path of school, the kid becomes the sports star, or tries to become the sports star, tries to become these things because the expectation is the parents want that because the parents have a dream for the child, or the parents have their own dream that they haven't fulfilled, so they get a second opportunity to do it through the kids. Right? And maybe we grew up this way, maybe you grew up this way too, of there were pressures of you have to do this, or you have to be that, or these are the only careers that are really worthy or worthwhile, and anything else is outside of that. And so when we're living someone else's dream, we're living their dream, but it's our nightmare. Right? So there's that kind of limitation that's put on us, perhaps, an external limitation. There's also the external limitation of buying into this collective, the dream. What is that? The dream. Right? The societal pressures, the society saying, you can do this, you can't do that, you must do this, and this is what we as a society value, so you have the opportunity to do this. You should do that. And so we begin living the oughts and the shoulds and the comparing ourselves to each other or our neighbors or what have you, I ought to have that picket fence, that white picket fence. I ought to have the house. I ought to have the 2 kids. I ought to have the 2 cars. I ought to have certain things, or I ought to live my life a certain way because that is the dream that we all aspire to. Is it really, though? Is it? And then the machine that creates that dream also can create the barriers to that dream too, yes? So there's limitations that are self-made, those limitations within, the limiting beliefs within. Then there's the limitations from external factors, and then there's limitations perhaps from society. So there's different types of limitations. What we can do with our limitations, or what we can work with, is we can work with our limiting beliefs. It's not saying that things are impossible, but what is that thing that makes you come most alive and do that? When we were talking last week about, and Howard Thurman says that what the world needs is people who have come alive and to do that thing. So what is it, beloveds? What is your dream? What is it that makes you come alive? What is it that you love to do? What is it that you love to enjoy or love to experience? And find a way of doing that. It doesn't necessarily have to become your vocation. I'm not going to be a Broadway singer, but it doesn't stop me from being on Broadway and delivering a speech. It doesn't stop me from standing in a stadium or standing at what used to be the Staples Center. What's it called now? SoFi? Is that what it is? Yeah. No. Crypto. Such a stupid name. Anyway, doesn't stand me from standing on the floor of that with a full room and delivering a powerful message. It doesn't keep me from doing something like that. It just keeps me from singing it. That's all. Right? So what is it that is calling you? What is it that is pulling you? What is it that you enjoy? And begin to work there, begin to express that day by day by day. And if what this is, this joy that you have, this interest that you have, this passion that you have, you can also do that in your life on a day-to-day basis. If that becomes your world work, if that becomes your work in the world, wow, that's great too. And if it doesn't, that's also okay. I have a friend, as a former student of mine, when I was teaching Japanese, at my alma mater in Hawaii. And I saw him a few years ago in Vegas. He happened to pop down and he gave me a call and we went to lunch and I said, Jason, how are things going? And he was sharing with me how his life is going. He's married. At the time he had 1 child and they've since had a second one. I said, how are things going? What's life like for you now? And he was like, I love wine. I love, and I've studied wine, I've gone through sommelier training. I absolutely love and breathe, and I'm so passionate about wine. I'm like, great, so you're working with wine? No, I'm an accountant. I'm like, Jason, why are you an accountant? He's like, because for Jason, he said, because I enjoy what I do in accounting. I make a difference with the work that I do in accounting. I don't hate my job. It's okay. It's good. I feel comfortable in my job. But what I really appreciate my job about accounting is that it allows me to explore my passions around wine. It gives me the freedom to do the schooling. It pays for the schooling. It pays for those extra classes. It pays for me to, have the culinary experiences that my wife and I enjoy having. It pays for me to do that. I said, yeah, but wouldn't you be happier like doing that all the time? He goes, no. Because what he came to realize for himself was he enjoys the experiences and all that of wine and having those experiences, but he didn't want and didn't feel called to make that his career, because what he knew about himself is that it would then become work. And his life passion, something he's so joyful and brings him so much joy, because let's be real, even working in our passion, there's some parts of our jobs that is like, yeah, no, I don't enjoy that part. And what that part was for him working in wine was not, it was greater than it would eclipse, basically, his love of wine, his love of that passion. So he deliberately made a choice of, I'll be an accountant. I enjoy the accounting. I enjoy my job. And I also get to enjoy my passion and live my passion. And so he decided that he would get a part-time job doing wine on Fridays, so that he's not fully in the business and having to do all the business of wine, but yet he gets to share wine, he gets to talk about wine, he gets to share it with the customers, he gets to share it with folks, and he's having a great time. I mean, perfect, right? I mean, that's what we want to do, is like find that passion and then begin doing that yourselves. So Butterworth, so a way of, let's back up a little bit. So again, I ask you, what is it that brings you joy? What is it that you're good at? What brings you joy? What is something that sparks something in you? And then I want you to take a moment, and like the beach scene that you see, begin to imagine just one day where you are experiencing the dream, where you're experiencing this passion, where you are experiencing this joy. Just pick one day and begin to imagine it. What time do you wake up in the morning? What are your morning routines look like? What are you doing? What activities are you engaged in, if you're engaged in this passion or in this dream? What does midday look like? Mid-afternoon, early afternoon, midday, early afternoon. What does that look like for you? Begin to imagine what that looks like. Again, what activities are you engaged in there? And then moving forward into early evening. What does this ideal day of living your passion look like? does it feel like? And then moving on into the evening. Again, what actions or activities are you engaged in? Eric Butterworth says, the secret to achieving your dreams lies in so vividly imaging them that you literally exude the consciousness of them because you are vibrating with their reality. You image them so vividly, image your dreams so vividly that you literally exude the consciousness because you are vibrating with their reality. And this is the power of visualization, right? Of seeing it so clearly, imaging it so clearly, and then beginning to feel it so deeply that you begin to vibrate with it. But I don't want to just stop there with the visualization. Don't want to just stop there with the feeling, because it's easy for us to sit on our meditation cushions and go, okay, I'm visualizing, I'm imagining, I'm visualizing, I'm imagining, and, I don't see anything happening necessarily. Well, that's where the treat and move your feet part comes in, right? I remember when I was in Seattle years ago and I was single, and I was longing for my soulmate. I was longing for a partner. And I lived in an apartment building that had a gate on the front door that, had a buzzer that it's like, he's not going to knock on my front door because he can't get in the building. I can sit here and dream and imagine and wish and want and hope and pray and do all that kind of stuff, but unless I leave my building and I go put myself in the world, because this is like before all those apps and all that kind of stuff, but go and put myself in the world, unless I do that, I'm never going to meet anybody. I'm never going to find somebody. I'm never going to experience what it is that I'm wanting to experience. So with this dream that we've just established, or you're kind of feeling this passion, you're kind of looking at how you would move through your day, your ideal day, what in that day can you start doing right now? What in that day can you start doing right now? Can you start making happen right now? Can you start engaging in right now? Can you take action upon right now? And it doesn't have to be big. Just it moves you in the direction of, because it's been revealed. You've seen it. You're imagining it. You can feel how it feels. So, all right, so there's my beach there. I wake up in the morning before the sun comes up. I go out and I get my cup of coffee. And I go and I sit in the chair on the beach, listening to the ocean waves, listening to the birds waking up, feeling the sun begin to rise as the sky gets lighter. And then I can go in and I can have breakfast, and maybe do a little bit of work on the computer, create a new class, work on a book, do something creative, spend the morning doing that, have a healthy lunch, maybe with a friend, right? You see how this builds, right? Well, okay, I live in Riverside. So if I wait for this dream to happen, I have to do a whole lot to make the entire dream happen, right? Like maybe move or do something else, right? But what I can start doing is I can start with, you know what? I get up early in the morning and I have my cup of coffee and I go outside and I listen to the fountain. There's the water element. And I enjoy sitting outside in spiritual practice, in communion with the birds, the morning chorus, right here, right where I am. I can do those things because I'm already engaging in that activity and I'm engaging in the feeling. And then I can go back inside and have breakfast and maybe do a little work, prepare a healthy lunch. These are things that I could do right now that are a part of my ideal day, but my ideal day might be, there at the beach. But it doesn't stop me from beginning to align myself of doing those little steps, those little indicated steps, those little actions that I can take that generate the feeling that are already putting me into the life that I am dreaming of, the life that is calling to me, the life that is pulling me forward. I can already begin to take steps by living each little step, each little action day by day. I'm living it into existence. I'm living the vision. I'm living the idea. I'm living the dream into existence. And by doing that, I'm also loving it into existence. I'm loving it into existence. As Jabel was singing, hold tight to the vision, right? I'm loving it into existence. Ernest Holmes says this. It's so beautiful. Seek to make your work a prayer, your believing an act, your living an art. It is then that the object of your faith will be made visible to you. It is then that you shall kiss the lips of your desire. Isn't that gorgeous? It's then that you shall kiss the lips of your desire. So Steve Maraboli, not apologetically you, he talks about the reason our fingers and toes are the first to feel the damaging effects of cold. The reason our fingers and toes, like if we're out in the cold, hasn't happened around here for a while, but the reason our fingers and toes potentially feel the damaging effects of the cold first is because that they are the most extreme, they're the furthest away from our heart. So the blood's not getting all the way out there. So they're at the far ends, and the blood is just, it's not getting out there, it's not getting as much out there. And so what do you do to get the blood flowing out there? You wiggle your fingers, you wiggle your toes, right? You wiggle a little bit to wake them up, to get feeling in them, to get circulation going in them, right? So he says the same principle can be applied to our everyday lives. If your career, your relationships, your business, your dreams, or your goals are cold, it's because they are the furthest from your heart. So he invites us to take time to clear out all the nonsense, all that stuff that we've piled in there that have gained your heart's attention, all the distractions, all the shoulds, all the oughtas, all the I have tos that have gained your heart's attention, and refocus on what matters. Refocus on the high idea. Refocus on that which brings you joy, that which brings you passion. And then he says, keep your goals, hopes, and dreams close to your heart by acting on them daily. Let your actions that are aligned with your intent get the warm blood of life flowing to your relationships, your careers, your ambitions, and your dreams. So one of the ways, I've already shared with you one way of doing that, with that imagery. Another way, if you've heard of vision boards, you know all about vision boards. One of the things that I like to do, this is a real easy way, is, we all have these little devices. They all have screens. They all have wallpaper or desktop images or screensavers, etc. So one of the things that I do, or I like to do, is I will change my desktop screen. I'm going to have to use this picture now. I change my desktop screen to the image, or an image, of what it is that I'm choosing to work on, or what it is that the vision that's been calling, the thing that's pulling me forward, I change the imagery on those screens so that every time I pick up my phone, I see that image. Every time I open the computer, I see that image, because then it's keeping it right before me. So it's subtly, subconsciously, I'm seeing it, I'm seeing it, I'm seeing it, I'm seeing it. And another trick here, or another tool for you to use, is change your passwords. Make your passwords affirmations. Of course, mix in numbers and squiggly points or whatever. But make your passwords affirmations. And because then every time you have to type in your password, every time you open your computer, every time you open your phone, every time you pay your bill, every time you do whatever you do where you need to access passwords, have that affirmation right there. Peace and poise. I live my dream. I live abundantly. I am prosperous. Whatever it is that is calling you, whatever it is that is pulling you, European vacation. Whatever it is, Diane's getting ready to go on vacation, right? So European vacation. Whatever it is that is calling you, whatever it is that's present for you, whatever it is that you're wanting to work with, whatever it is that is your passion, use that as your passwords. That way you're constantly reminding yourself, you're constantly refreshing yourself of that high idea. And so that moves you forward. So, remember, keep your goals, hopes, and dreams close to your heart by acting on them daily. Let your actions that are aligned with your intent get the warm blood of life potentiality flowing to your relationship, career, ambitions, and dreams. And when life gets cold, move. And so it is. So I invite our practitioners and core council members to please stand and surround the sanctuary. All right. So these beloveds are in prayer for this beloved community every single day, and they are available to you for prayer immediately following service. You can go see Ed and tomorrow in the prayer room. And if you have a prayer request, you can fill out the prayer cards in your seat back pockets there and leave them in the baskets. Or if you are watching us online, you can always send an email to prayer@riversidecsl.org. So I invite us to turn within and take in a nice deep breath and release as we come together, recognizing that there is one infinite power, one infinite eternal presence that is living, moving, breathing, and having its being in, through, and as all of life, as all of creation. It is the source of creation. It is the source of life itself, because it is life itself. And this one expresses itself in a multitude of ways, in an infinite number of ways, yet it is always one. So there is a beauty and diversity and multiplicity in this unity, but there is always just this one expressing itself beautifully, magnificently, and gloriously. And I know that this one manifests and expresses itself beautifully, magnificently, and gloriously in, through, and as me, and I as it. That I am one with this one. That the power of this one resides within me, goes forth from within me, creating the life that I live, driving my passions, inspiring me, inspiring my life, inspire in spirit, breathing life into the ideas of the one mind that are my mind, that are in my mind right now, that are in my heart right now. And Spirit goes before me, preparing the way, making the way possible for its fullest expression in, through, and as my life. And as I know that this is true of me, I know that this is true of all of creation, of everyone gathered here this day, that Spirit, right where each one is expressing itself beautifully, magnificently, and perfectly, just as each one has been created to be. Each one is the vessel, the transparency, the vehicle through which Spirit expresses and moves, and each one is one with the one mind, one with the one idea, one with the one power, the one possibility, the one infinite eternal that is forever expressing itself so magnificently and uniquely as each and every one. And so whatever is the passion, whatever Spirit is inspiring each one to do, Spirit is also providing the way, making the way possible. It is aligning that which is to come forth, to express, to live a full, glorious, magnificent life as each and every one. And so we simply allow all the things unlike Spirit, all the false ideas, all those limiting beliefs, all those no's and all those oughtas, shoulda, coulda, woulda, have to's, to fall back away into the nothingness, because Spirit's got this. Spirit knows the way, Spirit knows the how. We just open and allow ourselves to be used, allow the gifts that Spirit has bestowed upon us to be used for the greater, fuller expression of itself and the greater expression of each and every one of us. And so we sing our joy out into the world. We sing our love. We express fully, gloriously, and magnificently, individually and as our community. So I give thanks for this realization. I give thanks for this truth. I give thanks for the beautiful gifts that each one has been given and how they are shared with one another, how they express and live more fully through in each and every one. And so I simply just release this word now, knowing that all is truly well, knowing that Spirit is magnified. Passion, joy are magnified. Now and always. I let it be, and so it is.
Beyond measure, I am peace here and now. I am wholeness, thriving perfection. I am love. I am love. I am life free and abundant. I am joy, awakened and wild. I am spirit, open and boundless. I am love. I am love. We are goodness, grace beyond measure. We are peace here and now. I am wholeness, thriving perfection. We are love. We are love. We are life free and abundant. We are joy, awakened and wild. We are spirit, open and boundless. We are love. We are love. We are spirit, open and boundless. We are love. We are love.
you. So I invite our beloveds who are in service to go ahead and come on forward. And this morning, collecting on behalf of the congregation are Chester Ralston and Frank Conley. And receiving on behalf of the congregation this morning is practitioner Tamara Ralston. So I invite you to take out that which you're choosing to contribute this morning and hold it over your heart space. A couple easy ways to contribute. One of the easiest ways to contribute is via text to give. Simply text 951-419-5858. Enter the amount you are choosing to contribute and hit send. It's just that easy. It's just like texting a friend because that's exactly what you're doing. You are texting all of your friends here at Riverside Center for Spiritual Living, both in the room and online, and moving the work out into the world. Another easy way to contribute is to go on the website, riversidecsl.org, and in the upper right-hand corner, you will see the word contribute. You can go ahead and click on there and contribute that way. And then if you are here in the center, then you can contribute the old-fashioned way, and not old-fashioned, the analog way of putting something in the basket itself. So again, I just invite you to hold what you're choosing to contribute over your heart space, and let's say this affirmation together. I give and receive freely and generously, with an open heart and an open mind. The universe responds to me in kind. I know that my beloved community is richly blessed, and so it is.
You've got to be the light if you want to see the light. You've got to be the light if you want to see the light. Because you reap what you sow, meet what you know, see what you believe. Give a little bit of that good thing if you want to receive. Give a little bit of that good thing if you want to receive. You've got to be the love if you want to see the love. You've got to be the love if you want to see the love. Because you reap what you sow, meet who you know, see what you believe. Give a little bit of that good thing if you want to receive. Give a little bit of that good thing if you want to receive. Give a little bit of that good thing if you want to receive. Give a little bit of that good thing if you want to receive. You want to receive. Give a little bit of that good thing if you want to receive.
Good morning, Jeff. He is joining us online, and he said, I have a feeling this is from earlier when I was talking about, I sound like Jeffrey Rica, in the car. And he says, Rev Jeff, yeah, you do. Happy Sunday, love and miss everybody. So yes, and then good morning to Debbie, Lynn, and Greg, and Ray, and Patty. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, it's great to see you, Jeff. We love you. We miss you too. He is going up. He's going to be the lead. In October, he's going up in the show in Vegas. So in October, for 2 weeks, he'll be the lead. So once he gives us more information, we'll let you know exactly all the dates and how to go up, and let's go and support Jeff in seeing that, right? So yeah. So road trip. Here we go. All right. At the Paris, yes, and he's at the Paris. So he's in the residency at the Paris. So fantastic. So we are thrilled for him, and it's such a joy, and we're so grateful for you, Jeff, and thank you so much. And we celebrate and love you and send you all our blessings. So just a few things before we go outside. And the very first thing is about going outside. And today is the annual fish fry, and we'll be starting here shortly. And so we are very excited about that. If you haven't already purchased your tickets, you can see one of the gentlemen in the lobby or outside, and they will take care of that for you, get you all situated. But yes, so come join us for the fish fry outside. And then we have next week, Saturday, we have Brush and Brunch. Fabulous opportunity. If you love the stained glass that's in Johnson Hall, and who doesn't, right? But you would love your own kind of copy of that or masterpiece of that you will create, then we invite you to join Ray and Greg next week, and I'll be there, and I know several of you are going to be there already. We've already signed up, and I'm I can't wait to get my hands in paint. If you can hold a brush, whatever way that looks like, fingers, toes, mouth, armpit, whatever you need to do to hold a brush, if you can hold a brush, you can create a masterpiece, I guarantee you. Greg and Ray and Greg and the two of them are so wonderful in helping the artist within you come alive and come onto the canvas, and it's free form, and it is so much fun. And there will be a brunch that happens, a light brunch that's happening alongside that at the same time. So we invite you to come and be part of that next week, Saturday, from 10 to noon. You can go to the website and buy your tickets there, purchase your tickets there, so that Greg and Ray know how many people to prepare for, so to prepare for the canvases and the paint and all the food. So we invite you, we ask that you sign up no later than Thursday. Okay, so make sure that you sign up on Thursday. That way they can make sure. So, and then finally, our 80th celebration, November 5th. Tickets will go on sale tomorrow. Yay! So tickets go on sale tomorrow. The celebration, our anniversary celebration, is Saturday, November 5th, and that will be right here in Johnson Hall. So we are looking forward to a wonderful celebration. We are celebrating 80 years of love here in Riverside. 80 years. It's amazing. So make sure you get your tickets for that. Oh, and look, more beach scenes. And don't forget that starting on Sunday, October 2nd, we will be having our morning practice downstairs in the village area. We'll be having our morning practice, and each Sunday will be a different practice. And what it is it'll start at 9. There'll be a little bit of instruction from the practitioner who is volunteered, so that's kind of like a little bit of a class, not a lot of a class, but a little bit of instruction there. And then it'll be followed by spiritual practice and opportunity for discussion from 9 until 9:45. So, and it is free. So please take advantage of that. We will not be doing meditation here in the sanctuary anymore. We are now moving spiritual practice downstairs and starting that at 9, so that we can, part of this year, this whole year has been building on the practice and actually practicing the practices. Not just me giving you the tools, and then you either do or don't change your password, or you either do or don't put pictures on your thing, right? It's not just about me talking about the tools, it's actually about practicing and doing the tools that we share and doing the practices. And so this is a way of learning a little bit more, getting a little bit more depth about what the practice is, and then actually practicing it together with the support of a practitioner facilitating that. Sound great? Yes. Yes. All right. So that'll be happening starting in October, every Sunday. All right. So let's I invite you, if you are willing and able, to go ahead and stand and let us say this week's affirmation together, and then we'll do our closing here. So I'll say it first, and then let's say it together after that. I live my dream, and it lives me. Let's do it together. I live my dream and it lives me. Now with all the F's. Here we go. I live my dream and it lives me. Yes. All right. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It is this thing called love. Love is in my mind. Love is in my body. Love is in everything I do. I am it. I share it. I receive it. And I move love forward. Because love lives here. Let's sing it.
Something wonderful is happening through me right now. It's this thing called love. Love is in my mind. Love is in my body. Love is in everything I do. I am it, I share it, receive it, and I move it forward because love lives here. Oh, love lives here. Yeah, one more time, everybody sing it with me. Something wonderful is happening to me right now. It's this thing called love. Love is in my mind. Love is in my body. Love is in everything I do. I am it, I share it, receive it, and I move it forward because love lives here. Oh, yeah, sing it with me. Love lives here. All right, have a great Sunday and eat some fish. A little fish fry for you. When the world gets you down and you're feeling lonely, when you can't find your truth or find your center, there are many here who gather together. Oh, unconditionally, we love each other, and the scars that we see just make us stronger. We breathe it in together. We'll hold you up with grace. You know that love lives here in you and me. Love lives here. My soul breaks free. I'm so excited to be united with you. Where love lives, where love lives. When life gets you down, you can see the future. When it all seems too much for you to handle, there are many here who gather together. Oh, unconditionally, we pray together, and the hurt that you feel will be set free. We breathe it in together. We'll hold you up with grace. You know that love lives here in you and me. Love lives here. My soul breaks free. I'm so excited to be united with you. Where love lives, where love lives, love lives here. Love